All right, what's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday. We are going to get started in 1 second. Let me get this intro going here really quick, and boom. All right, now we can begin. What's going on, folks? Got Tay Tanga in the house. What's going on? First rule of Degeneration Nation, hit the like button the second you start watching. Yes, thank you, sir. Good to have you on board. Let's see. Ocala Kane, great season to be a King. Yes, sir. Lot of good things going to be happening this year. I can feel it. The closer we get to the season, the more positive I feel. I was feeling positive about the Alabama game, and I still am. I still believe, but there was a couple things that got me a little concerned. We'll get into that. Let's see. Cuban Kane, what's going on? Oh, that reminds me. As always on Cafecito and Canes, I came prepared. And no, I'm not going to need the little vasitos because you guessed it. I'm going to slam this full colada by myself. Cheers. And I'm probably going to have another one later this afternoon because I have a problem. Okay. So let's see what else we got. Did you find out anything about Rooster? I've been trying to find out, man, but I think they're keeping that close to the vest. Max got me all excited about the potential matchup nightmare that is Rooster and Brashard Smith on the field at the same time. But unfortunately, that whole rumor about Rooster maybe missing a game or two because of a suspension has some legs to it, from what I understand. Flo told me the same thing, and I think he said it on his Flow Motion as well. And, that's what I'm hearing on our chat. So there's legs to it, but nobody knows yet for sure right now. It's still a rumor, but some people believe that might be the case. Demetrius, what's going on? A.2, yep. 2 weeks from today, 3:30 p.m., week kickoff. Let's see. Getting hyped for the season. Yes, sir. Morning, John. Got my second cafecito in hand already. Unfortunately, it looks like Julian Armella hasn't had any yet. Yeah, let's touch on that because that's starting to circulate around the Twitter right now. Yeah, apparently Julian Armella, and this is not a huge shocker to me at this point, that it's looking like we may not make his Final Four cut. Actually, let me rephrase that. I'm a little surprised we're not making his Final Four, but I wasn't holding out a ton of hope that we were going to land Julian Armella, honestly. I felt good about it months ago. But now I'm like, I think he's waiting for those big. He was waiting for those big offers. I think ultimately he's Bama bound. So yeah, not too shocked there. Live squad, what's going? Javier, sub degenerates. I'm going after the show to get Cafecito. Yep. Good to have you on, Javier, as always. If you're gonna suspend him, do it for the next game. Yeah. I mean, yeah, if we're playing the NCAA video game, yeah, that's what I would do. I would wait till like the CCSU game. But, how does it look on the program? We're under a microscope more than any other program in the country. So if the kid did something wrong, or if he's ineligible or not ineligible, but like he did something like, I don't know if it's academic or what. But if he did something that deserves being suspended and you wait for the easier game to do it, you got to take that into account. It doesn't look good. This will be the last Saturday without college football until January. Yes, it will. Because the college season, I think week 0 is officially next week. I don't know who plays. Somebody tell me in the chat. But I know there is a game August 28th. Kind of like what we did 2 years ago against Florida, that week 0 game, the week before everybody else starts. That's next Saturday, and I'm very much excited. And tonight, any Dolphin fans out there, as you know, I'm in Miami. They played their second preseason game tonight against the Falcons, so that should be fun. But lots to talk about. So I incorrectly assumed, Nebraska and Illinois. Interesting. Okay. I incorrectly thought that the second scrimmage for the Canes was going to be last night. It is actually going to be today. I don't know if it's going to be tonight or in the afternoon or what. I'm not sure what time it's going to be at. I'm sure one of you guys in the chat knows. But yeah, the second scrimmage will be today. I was hoping to report on it, and we'd have stats by now, but it will be tonight. And, we'll probably talk about it on Sunday on Flow Show. But now the chat is starting to fill up a little bit. You guys tell me, what do you guys want to hear coming out of that second scrimmage? Because that's pretty much going to be, like Coach Diaz said, kind of like the dress rehearsal game that they do in the NFL, like the old third preseason game where the starters play like 2 or 3 quarters. And you want to kind of peak at that point. Let's see what A. Dot says. Defense. That's what you want. You want to hear that the defense bounce back. I kind of want to hear that too, to be honest with you. I think we're going to have a very explosive offense this year. So I wasn't shocked hearing that coming out of the first scrimmage, that the offense kind of took it to the defense. Because remember, it's King's second year. It's Lashley's second year, very experienced O-line. You got a stud at tight end who might, be all ACC or an All-American tight end this year. You got a stable of blue chip running backs. Yeah, this offense is going to be very good. But I would love to see the defense bounce back. I would love to see, Coach Diaz and Coach Shoop draw some things up to maybe throw the offense off a little bit, keep them on their toes. That's what I want to see. No injuries. Yeah, that's an obvious one. No injuries. Better run blocking. Yes. Yeah, Javier, if we're good in the trenches, and I mean in the interior, like running the ball, if this team can run the ball consistently, I find it hard to believe they're going to lose more than 2 games. I really do. I've been saying that since last season ended. 10-2 should be the expectation this year. Not like, oh, let's shoot for that. No, it should be 10-2, and I'm not budging on that. Morning, John. Morning, Canes fam. Let's see. Less drops. I would love to hear less drops. Yeah, because we did hear a lot about Rambo dropping a few balls and, in drills during the week. So it's definitely in his head. DJ Ivy, same thing, but DJ Ivy's not in that top 4 or 5 man rotation, so I'm not too concerned. Henry, what's going on? Enjoying the Cafecito? Yes, sir. Quick little hydration. 1 second. All right. So, yeah, Rambo, that is a little concerning because that was a concern for him at Oklahoma. However, he is a playmaker. He is a deep threat. We saw how well he played in the spring game, so the ability's there. It opens up the passing games, but yes, it does. That running game. I mean, look, we averaged 35 or 39 points a game last year or something like that without a consistent running game at all. All right. So, and without really 15 or 20% of the playbook opened up, as we all know. So we can easily add 7-8 points to that average and be like a 40-point a game team easily. And if you look, I heard this on shout out to Orange Bowl Boys. I do enjoy their podcast. I don't get to listen to it as much as I used to, but they said on a recent episode that, and it's true, Rhett Lashley in his career, his second year with teams is usually where you see the big spike in production. So I'm very much looking forward to that. What defensive ends are stepping to the forefront? Yes. I wrote that down actually. Who do you want to see step up at the end? Really, at this point, it's a rotation of 4 guys, and they're going to pretty much split the snaps. From what I know, Max told me that on Wednesday on our show. It's basically the 4-man rotation is Chance Williams, Johnson, McLeod, and Harvey, and they're basically going to split the snaps, 50-50 with the guy behind him. So I'm not too mad at that, but I would love to see someone start to separate themselves. I've always said that guy should be Jafari Harvey. He's got I think, the most physical ability of all four guys. Chance Williams is another, was a high 4-star guy when we got him. He very, very highly touted. So it's his second year now. It should be the year that he starts to break out a little bit. Johnson, very confident there. I think it's a solid veteran who we now know is going to be playing his natural position. We had his former high school coach on the Flow Show on Sunday, and he got me, I'm not going to lie, he got me pretty excited about DeAndre. So there's that. And then, we've been hearing good things about McLeod. And listen, people are dropping clips on Twitter that, McLeod couldn't do this, couldn't do that. Yeah, he was 30 pounds lighter last year. Let's give the guy a little bit of a chance at least, because he's going into a new position. He's had all spring, summer, and fall to now adapt to that position. And I'm hearing good things. And remember, this is Jess Simpson we're talking about. This, it's not just anybody coaching him. This is the best of the best. So if that's what we're hearing, until proven otherwise, let's see. But yeah, I definitely want to see someone step up and make their mark at defensive end. Somebody. Good morning, John. What would you like? What I would like to hear about, which I don't think I think I read that wrong. What I would like to hear about, which I don't think I will know until game day, is that the O-line is moving people and the linebackers are stopping the run. Absolutely. That goes back to what Javier said. Yes. Having a running game and, that run blocking is so important. And it's something we really haven't had consistently since 2013, 2014, when we had guys like Feliciano and Eric Flowers and, Brandon Linder, guys like that, all guys that are in the NFL right now. We haven't had it since then, but I think we're about to again, because you got two guys at guard right now in the interior in Donaldson and Jalen Rivers, who are in that 320, 330 range, 6'5", 6'6", just monsters. Those guys are people movers and the type of trench guys we haven't had in a long time. I don't want to name many names, but, during the Richt era and during those couple years of the Mark Richt era, the one drawback of his offense and of those teams, because we saw an improvement in the team, but that O-line was just undersized. It was, a lot of those 2- and 3-star guys that really, no offense to them, but they shouldn't be starting at the University of Miami. Once the Felicianos and the Linders were gone, it was a few years where it was bad. They were undersized and just it did not look like an elite Power 5 O-line just by looking at their size. But yeah, O-line important. Linebackers. On the linebackers, I love hearing that Keontre Smith is absolutely just stepping it up. I'm not shocked because Keontre, I was hearing things about him last year. If you remember, he was balling out at striker. Ultimately, being young, Gilbert Frierson hung on to the job. One, because Gilbert Frierson is great at that position. And, I'm sure Keontre here and there had the, occasional mental errors. We saw it in the bowl game, but Keontre's really good, man. And he's reshaped his body. He's more prepared, more suited for that linebacker role now. A lot of people think he's undersized. Duke can hit. The Duke can hit, and the guy can, with his speed, he can wrap you up and bring you down. So very excited about him. Middle linebacker still a question mark. We'll see who emerges there. I'm hoping it's Flag, but honestly, I don't care who it is. Most important thing is no injuries. Yep. Burchard, more touches from the backfield. Leonard Taylor wreaking havoc up front. I love what I'm hearing about Leonard Taylor, man. I'm with you on that, Alan Keynes. I love what I'm hearing about Leonard Taylor. Yes. Oh, let's touch on Skinner really quick. Glad you brought that up, Ocala. So Jaleel Skinner obviously played yesterday he was at the game yesterday. IMG versus American Heritage. IMG beat American Heritage 35-15. I don't know how many of you guys were following that, but they took it to him. The American Heritage, from the highlights I saw, it looks like they just dominated the trenches. There was just too much size, too much strength, and too much speed for American Heritage up front. They showed some fight though. A couple guys, showed out. Brandon Innes, that dude's for real. And I think he's supposed to announce tomorrow, if I have that right. Innes is the number 1 receiver for the 2023 class. He's supposed to announce tomorrow. We're among his top 5 or 6. So looking forward to that. I know it's over a year out from, signing day for him. So if he doesn't pick Miami or does pick Miami, I'll be paying attention, but it's not going to be earth-shattering news. But about Jaleel Skinner, I know on 247 they caught up with him, and he was like, yeah, no, things are great with Miami. He said again that Coach Field, that's his dude. He talks to him every single day. He's built a great rapport with him. And that guy is an absolute stud. Coach Field, our tight ends coach, we're tight end you for a reason, and you see who he's landed. So, I feel really good about. I still feel really good about Skinner coming here. I haven't changed my mind on that. He says, it's anybody's ball game, that he's going to visit Florida State September 5th, or he's supposed to. And man, he's going on the day that they play Notre Dame. So take that for what you will. So he may see that team just get absolutely demolished. So we'll see if that sways his opinion at all. I know FSU's one of his finalists, but I'm not too threatened there. Wilson was putting on the wood. Yes, he was. Yeah, Kamari Wilson, man, he showed his sideline to sideline speed. He's really a great tackler. A lot of people say this. I see him eventually moving down to linebacker because, he's a thicker dude. He's not one of these skinnier safeties like a Markeith Williams. I think Markeith Williams will stay at safety. But Kamari Wilson, I think I could totally see him dropping down to striker or linebacker because he's great sideline to sideline. He's a fantastic tackler. I think that's the best part of his game. He caught Innes caught a short pass and weaved through like 3 or 4 defenders and almost took it to the house. But Kamari was the last defender to bring him down. So Kamari did well, from what I understand. Let's see. Heard Duffy didn't do well. Yeah, his numbers weren't really impressive. What IMG did was they got a couple of key turnovers. They had a pick 6. Defense dominated. They had a goal line stand after American Heritage got an interception and took it down to like the 5-yard line or something. IMG just stood strong and stopped them. See what else. They ran it down their throats at certain times. That's what I saw. So Duffy didn't really carry them to the victory. He threw an interception, that they almost ran back. So he didn't look amazing, but the dude is a great prospect. I do think FSU is actually getting a good one there. But yeah, he did not look good. Flo, what's going on? Still, man, you still in bed? I think Flo was at the game last. Flo, were you at the game last night? I think that's why he had a long night. I'm starting to get to that age too, man. I don't bounce back as quickly. If I was at that game, it would have been rough getting up today. Let's see. Got ejected for hit on Innes. Who did? Kamari? Didn't Kamari get tossed out of the game? He did. Yes. Flo, yes, I was at the game. Nice. Very cool. That facility, I've been there before, but not for a game. That facility's nice. That's a really cool place to watch a game in Plantation. What was I going to say? Yes. So I actually didn't know this. Apparently Kamari got tossed out of the game, but he did play well is my point. Kamari Carter was, I don't know about that, man. He's a stud. There's a reason he's a 5-star recruit. A. Jones Jr. had a game. He had a sack, I believe, early in the game. So he did affect some plays. Yep. MJJ had a sack last night. Dude looks huge, by the way. Oh my God. He is impressive. But anyway, let's see what else. Watched a lot of the Central game last night. My homeboy was streaming it. D. Richardson looked like straight trash. The defensive ends were around him in the backfield before he came out. So Daughtry Richardson did not look good, apparently. Okay. All right, good to know. How did the juniors do yesterday, Marvin and Earl? I didn't hear much about Earl Little last night. I don't know if it's just because they didn't throw his way a lot, which that would mean he covered his guy well. Marvin, again, he had a sack last night. Let's see. Wesley did look good, or did not look good either. I think Bosco team speed surprised him. He missed at least 3 tackles from what I saw. Ooh, okay. I'm not super concerned there, though. I mean, everybody's allowed a bad game. Wesley, we know how good he is. I think we'll be fine. John, did you watch the Central game? Possess said it. Daughtry looked horrible. I did not catch the Central game, Javier, but yeah, I'll have to look up the clips. Whole Central team looked bad. All right, interesting. I'll have to. I mean, I heard they didn't look good as a team, but I didn't know about Wesley and Daughtry specifically, so I'll have to go back and look at some clips. But yeah, that was forgot why we went off on that tangent. I think it was because of Skinner. So Skinner, I feel really good where we're at with him, and there was a ton of other prospects at the game last night. But football's back. Football's back, and I'm very excited. I love following high school football down here. It's some of the best in the country, and you'll continue seeing why. Central as a team looked slow. Okay, interesting. And that's crazy because Wesley is known for his speed and athleticism on the outside. So, yeah, hopefully he bounces back. I think he will. Let's see what else. Back to some scrimmage talk for the Canes. I need Huff and Keontre at linebacker. The guy I think is going to emerge as he gets healthier and healthier is Sam Brooks, because we spoke on this on Sunday. I like Corey Flagg. I think he's solid. I think he's very smart, and he makes up for his lack of, quickness and speed for just being smart and knowing where to be, because ultimately that's the important thing. You got to know where to be and make your tackle. That he's very good at. He's lost some of that bad fat. He's in better shape. So I'm okay if it's Flagg. Honestly, I think it's a step up from last year. But if Brooks really gets that toe healthy and he can play and gets in shape, I think that's your best guy. That's your best bet at middle linebacker, honestly. Let's see. Streeter from Footballville posted some highlights about the Central game. I'll have to look at those. I watched all the IMG and American Heritage highlights, but I'll have to look at those. Austin Cave is someone to look out for as well. Yes, absolutely. I heard that he was balling out in the first scrimmage. So if we continue hearing that, maybe he gets into that too deep. Who knows? I really like he's got good size, good athleticism. And I remember Brad telling us about him last year. Watch out for that dude. Don't be shocked if he gets a lot of playing time, a lot of burn next year. Next year being this coming season. So, you got some potential things to be excited about at the linebacker position. It's not as dire as it was last year. You got some young guys coming up now. It'll be good. Miami Flow, without a doubt. Oh, Fletcher, yes. Fletcher is the truth. Fletcher is that he's that number one running back, if I'm not mistaken, for the 2023 class. Fletcher, number one priority for next class. He's got to be, because remember, we're not taking a running back this year, it seems like. So yeah, that's a guy that you at least have to go after. I think it was him that said like it's his dream to play for Alabama one day or whatever. I mean, these guys, these young men, they change their mind a lot. And he grew up watching Derrick Henry and guys of that ilk, so I'm not shocked. But we do what we got to do on the field. I think anyone's fair game next year, honestly. Fletcher can move to be that. Yeah. If you guys want to look it up, look up how big Fletcher is. He's a monster. Seeing Fletcher live was really impressive. Yeah. John, we did take a running back. True, we did. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Because the Cody acquisition it counts against next year's numbers. So kind of technically, yeah, we did take a running back for next year already. But still, you're losing Cam Harris next year in all likelihood. You are, you're at that point down to 4. If a guy gets dinged up, which is very common at the running back position because of the beatings they take, then you're down to 3. So yeah, you got to at least take 1 running back next year. They're all still young. Chaney's still young. Knighton's still young. They all got that extra year on top of that. So I think you got to get at least 1. And kind of like what we're doing with Skinner this year, if you're going to get 1, why not go after the best guy? So let's see what else. Brown Eyes. If all charges were dropped against Avante Williams, will he be welcomed back? I don't know. My gut feeling is I highly doubt it, but that's just me as a fan, as watching this program. Yeah, I won't speak for too long on that. But yeah, basically the charges on Avante were dropped. But it doesn't mean he's out of the woods. That doesn't mean I hope everyone involved is all right. Of course, including especially the victim and her family. But will he be welcomed back? I highly doubt it. Don't hold out too much hope. Ultimately, he's got to pay for what he did. Yes, Wesley couldn't tackle. His new number doesn't suit him. Again, not too concerned about that. Let's see what else. Let's see. Central starting QB got hurt. Let's see. Sticky situation. Yeah, it is. But yeah, so we got that scrimmage tonight. So those are some of the things that you guys mentioned that I want to see as well. I do want to see better run blocking. I want to see the defense respond a little bit. What's going on, man? I want to see the defense respond a little bit. And yeah, obviously everybody stay healthy. I want to see De'Aaron King, still have good numbers. We know what we have in him. I'm not too concerned there. And if Jacoby George can continue establishing himself as that guy, maybe he can crack that rotation. He can be that like our Amon Richards for this year. I always compare Romello Brinson to a guy like that, and he could be. But what if it's Jacoby George? Really, I don't care. One of those young guys I want to see emerge and crack that 5-man rotation. Let's see what else. Oh, a couple of guys that might be out for the scrimmage from what I'm hearing. I know Nesta and Zion were out Thursday, I believe. They were not seen at practice. I think / hope that that's more precautionary than anything, because Coach Diaz is saying, Zion should be ready for the game in a couple of weeks. That's huge though, because that's your potential first round pick for next year. Zion Nelson, your leader at left tackle, you need that guy. Because if it gets to the point that you got to put Scaife out there and Jared Williams on the other side or vice versa, things could get dicey. Zion Nelson, is a very important piece to that O-line. You need him. When do we just load up on offensive linemen? You mean in the recruiting class? It's coming. We've got Flip already committed. Do we have another guy committed? No, I think it's just Flip for right now. I think we might get 4 guys. Wait, hang on. Hold up. Let me bring that up. Hold up 1 second, folks. I feel like we might have 247 Miami commits. I feel like we might have a second lineman committed. I don't know why I'm thinking that. But no, I think it might just be Flip. But I expect us to get 4, honestly. The guys I'm thinking, Flip, probably Snoop, Agbo. Right on time. Do we get Agbo? I think we get Agbo. That's the guy that I'm thinking is not so much a project, but more of a finished product that Coach Justice can work with. Let's see. Nope, dummy, that's last year's class, 2022. Hold, please. Ja'Cory Brown, Ibieta, Falenta Carr as well. Yeah, Flip is the only guy committed right now. Flip, Agbo, Snoop, and then a fourth guy, whoever that fourth guy is. Flip and Snoop kind of being the projects, but I don't think Flip is that much of a project. He is going to compete for playing time by 2023, I believe. So, yeah, we're going to load up. I'm thinking, wholesome one. What's going on, brother? Let's see. Do we get Agbo? Let's see. Them sport. I like your prediction better. Oh, did I miss his prediction? What did he say? Let's see. Don't sleep on Cave. All right. Sorry, I can't find it. Should we load up on tackles over guards? I mean, I think it should be even. I do love this. I love the fact that it seems like not just at O-line, at other positions, I see it. We're going after a certain body type. We are going after some serious size at O-line. And I love it. 6'5" to 6'7", either already at 300 pounds or going to be 300 pounds just because their frame is massive. I love it. But it seems like, yeah, we're kind of recruiting both positions evenly because I think Coach Justice likes that flexibility, and you got to be flexible, and you got to be, and also you got to have the endurance as an O lineman as well. That's the tricky thing. You got to have the endurance to keep up with this fast-paced offense. So they're getting very specific guys that fit that. And remember, you got Big Baby Seymour. You got Chris Washington, I believe is his name. You got who else? Michael McLaughlin from last year's class. So remember, we've got numbers at O-line. It's just a matter of them developing. So let's see. But to answer your question, yes, I do think we get Ogbo. Hood, I'm not so sure about Hood. Of the two, I feel better about Ogbo. He's been showing us a lot of love lately, and I know we've been showing him that too. But yeah, good question. I won't completely rule out the possibility of him returning. I will keep my ear to the ground. Oh, you're talking about Avante. You never know, man. We'll see. We'll see how that plays out. I'm just saying I doubt it, but we'll see. 14 games total. Bama's demise. Canes 31, Bama 27. Listen, I don't care what anyone says. I know a lot of people want to be realistic. Will we lose that game? Likely, yes, but we can win that game as well. I've seen crazier upsets, and I'm going to be watching that game as if we're going to win. All right, so let's see what happens. What happened to Isaiah Walker? I don't know. Did something happen to Isaiah Walker? I know he was back at practice with the team when practice started. Thanks for having a show which can be seen in Africa at a decent time. Oh, nice. Welcome, Martin. What time is it in Africa right now? Just curious. It must be like the afternoon over there. Let's see. T-Rob for special teams coach. Really? Why do you say that? So, yeah. So, Isaiah Walker, I'm not sure. I mean, someone in the comments fill me in if something happened to him, if he got nicked up or something. But I know Isaiah Walker, to catch everybody up, he was dealing with some personal things last year. So he couldn't quite be in the mix, but now he's back like full practice with the team, it seems like. I haven't heard really anything since then. I'm not sure if he's going, with the first team or the second team or what, but that's a dude that's uber talented. So, again, you got all the guys that I mentioned, Seymour, McLaughlin, the guys that we bring in this year, whoever stays from this, from the current team, plus Isaiah Walker, dude. And Jalen Rivers, he's still super young, so don't worry. Central African time, so that's 5:05 p.m. All right, nice. Yeah, because when we do our shows, it's at night over here. So yeah, it must be like 3 a.m. or something over there. Let's see. Any official word on Rooster? Nothing official yet from what I'm hearing, main event. Just rumors that apparently the rumors have legs that, yes, he may miss the first game. That's what I'm hearing from people in the know, but nothing is official yet. I hope not. I hope he's in there because he's a matchup nightmare. This team gives me Fab Five vibes this year. All right. As in, like, a lot of talented young guys that can carry us to like a championship or to like a playoff appearance. I hope you're right. I hope you're right, sir. Bama's preparing for a Cat 1 storm. We're bringing a Cat 5. Listen, Nick Saban is always prepared for openers, but if they think we're coming with the same team we put on film last year, it's not. That I can guarantee you. This team is going to come in with a different type of focus, a lot of veterans coming back, a whole new coaching staff on defense, which I don't think people realize how key that is. The game planning of a guy like Shoop behind the scenes, that's going to make a huge difference. No more of this, they came out in a package that we weren't prepared for or whatever. No. None of that anymore, especially in the rest of the schedule facing those coastal teams. That's why I'm so confident in this season overall. Let's see. Isn't Walker battling back with mental stuff? I mean, he was before. Is he currently dealing with that again? That I'm not sure of. Someone will have to update me on that. If we get Wesley, the kid from Nebraska, and Metlock, we run a 4-3. Can we run a 4-3 as opposed to the 4-2-5? I can totally see certain packages, maybe certain run-stopping packages where we do that. But I think more of a 4-2-5 is going to be the norm moving forward because I think a lot of teams are going to something like that where there's just more speed, more DBs on the field. Because remember, you're dealing with spread offenses. So, I mean, spread offenses, which used to be just the Big 12, now it's the norm. So you have to deal with all those extra receivers and backs on the field. So I think 4-2-5 or maybe, 6 DBs on the field instead of 5, you'll still keep seeing that. But yeah, you'll occasionally see that old school 4-3, maybe in runs, like in red zone situations or stuff, something like that. I don't know. We could. Let's see. 17 tape. There's the real deal. Yeah, they got some serious talent. Personally, I would love to see us return to a 4-3. Greg, more than anything, I want to see us return to being a dominant defense. I don't care what package it's in, honestly. But it would be cool to see the 4-3 again. But honestly, times have changed. The speed of the game has changed, and we got to counter that with speed. We can run a 4-3 with what we have on the team right now. You think? I don't know. There's some young talent in the linebacker room. I'm excited to see what they can bring. But until we see that, I don't know about that. But let's see. What else did I write down that I want to see from the scrimmage? I think this is something that's not getting talked about enough. I've been hearing great things about Takori Couch and DJ Ivy, especially DJ Ivy at corner. I want to continue hearing that because if we have 2 lockdown corners that are reliable, that can prevent big plays and, make the quarterback think twice about throwing the ball, kind of like what the Dolphins have with Xavier Howard and Byron Jones, that's how they get all those sacks and TFLs. All right. You have lockdown corners. That changes your defense. So I want to see or hear rather more good things from DJ Ivy, that he's really progressed, that he's improving. And you got the best of the best coaching him in T-Rob and DVD. So when they say things like that about when something like that comes from T-Rob, I believe it because it's T-Rob. I know some people don't have faith in this coaching staff because of what they heard before, but it's not the same coaching staff. Different guys. Which Which kid impressed you the most? You mean on the Canes, like from the last scrimmage? Let's see, Jersey Cane. With how the game is played today, you don't think we will ever see a traditional 4-3 again? Are you asking? No, I think you see it in certain situations. I just don't think it's going to be the norm anymore. Or you see it, but your typical linebacker now is going to be 215, 220 that runs a 4-5. You're already starting to see that. So you may have 3 guys on the field listed as linebackers, but really it's what a safety used to be. You think Devin Jackson goes spin the block? Never. Well, what do you mean? Never heard that expression. You mean he's? What do you mean by that? I think there's some smoke to Devin Jackson possibly coming here. That would be amazing because he's a freak athlete. Hit that yes, please hit the like button, subscribe. So you got 51 in the chat right now. Thank you guys so much for hopping on with me. I know for some of you it's very early. Eastern time zone, it's 11 a.m. right now, so it's not too bad. Got my cafecito. I'm nice and awake right now. Or some of you guys are probably watching from bed. Jacoby George will get playing. Yes, agreed. Yeah, I'm excited about that receiver rotation, man. I know Kane's Legacy. Kane's Inside or Kane's Legacy? I'm not sure. It was Chris on his show. They did like a preview, like a breakdown of the wide receiver room. It got me excited, man. It's the 2 biggest question marks last year were wide receiver and linebacker. And now those are 2 positions I'm like intrigued / excited about because you got the top 3, Harley, and who, by the way, I heard Harley, I think he was like limited in practice, so maybe he's dealing with a minor issue. Hopefully he's available for Alabama because you need that dude on the field. Harley, Rambo, and Smith. Smith is going to break out this year, no doubt in my mind. Rambo, if he can get the drops under control, he's going to be a nice deep threat that stretches the field. Harley is, I think, going to keep doing what he does. 7-8 catches a game, probably 800 to 900 yard season. He's going to be very solid this year, very reliable. X, can't wait to watch him. Pope's been busting his ass. You got Jacoby George, who I think is going to really shock some people. Romello Brinson is back there too. He might get some playing time and impress some people. Will Mallory and Arroyo, that's going to be a lethal combination at tight end. And Brashard Smith. I always leave somebody out. That running back tight end room, I am so excited about. It's just, can the O-line give, and I think they will, assuming Zion's healthy and everything, can they give King enough time to make plays and, and get the ball in the hands of the playmakers and all that good stuff? Because if he can, my prediction of 40-plus points a game, I think will come true. Max, I was just thinking about Max a minute ago, Javier. He's probably in the chat. He just, just watching incognito. Going to come back and show some real. Oh, okay. Is he going to come back around? Speaking about Devin Jackson. I think so. It seems like that already. It seems like he's showing interest again. It's been a lot of back and forth, though, over the past year with Devin Jackson. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if it's the coaching staff isn't showing consistent love to him or what the case is there. I know he said at one point, I was hearing from them. This was a few months ago. Yeah, I was hearing from him for a while, and then I stopped hearing from him. And now, then he visited and he loved it. So I hope they stay on him, especially now, like Travius Lathan, he committed to West Virginia. So you're starting to run out of options at linebacker as far as that long athletic guys. I think you got to go after him. I know we're putting a lot of eggs in the Wesley basket, but why not get an extra playmaker? West Virginia people on social media already say West Virginia to the ACC is a done deal. Really? Thank you for reminding me before, the last topic we'll discuss today. I'll be on for like maybe 5 or 7 more minutes, that whole mega conference stuff. But West Virginia is saying West Virginia to the ACC is a done deal. That is competition I would welcome, because that's an old Big East foe that we used to play every single year. That was a fun little rivalry. They did start to make it a bit of a rivalry towards the end. And then they had the Steve Slayton, Pat White years where they were just a monster offense. We didn't get to play them those years. Probably a good thing. They would have kicked our ass. Yeah, that's competition I would welcome, honestly. But, another receiver I forgot, Redding. Yeah, we've got numbers, man. Up to what we got to see. Who has caught your eyes? I just said it. Jacoby George, for sure. Jacoby George is one guy I would say. I think it was wild. Everyone on this team is saying King is faster after his ACL injury. Not only faster, but since he throws, he's not a big arm guy. He throws with his legs. He throws with his body a lot. His throwing strength, he gets the ball down the field quick now. Like he's got a little more zip on that ball, a little more distance. That ball, he throws that ball 30, 40 yards, it gets there in a hurry. So don't be shocked if you all of a sudden you see this renewed cannon from De'Ara King. Don't forget, had Noel Devine. That West Virginia team was nasty and explosive. Yes, it was. I totally agree. And then Johnson, the walk-on. Yeah, no, it's just this year, if somebody has the dropsies, expect a very short leash. That's all I'm saying. But real quick, let's touch on that whole mega conference thing. Now, because it's picking up steam, now it seems like not only is it a done deal, this alliance with ACC, Pac-10, and Big Ten, but it seems like they might announce something this week. I think that was what the article on The Athletic said. Like I said in my first Cafecito and Canes, I want all the smoke. I want all of them. Ohio State, Michigan, USC, Oregon, bring them. I want marquee matchups. I can't wait. I think parity for college football is a good thing. You remember that year? I think it was 2007. That I think 7 or 8 consecutive weeks in 2007, the number 2 team in the nation lost. Like South Florida was number 2 at one point. Michigan lost to Appalachian State. At one point, Mizzou or Kansas was number 1. That was that crazy season. I think you'll get more seasons like that. And it was fun. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I'm really excited about this idea with the alliance, with all these conferences. I love it. He's also more comfortable with the offense year 2. Absolutely. Hit that like button. Will Penn State follow West Virginia? Brown Eyes, I think Penn State is staying put, especially if this alliance thing is a done deal like they're saying. But yeah, I think, let's see, 48 minutes in, 51 in the chat. Please hit that like button, hit the subscribe. Inching closer and closer to that 1,000. I can feel it. It's coming. Hopefully I can hit it before the season starts. That'd be awesome. But I think that'll do it for now. I'm going to keep doing this, guys, every Saturday morning. Now that the season is almost underway, this will kind of be like my, our unofficial little Saturday morning pregame show. So it should get pretty fun. I'm going to, try to get some good guests on in the future as this gets more and more popular. So yeah, imagine USC and Miami. I would love that. Let's answer this real quick. Any talk, John, about the attendance at the stadium this year? Last I heard, it is going to be, I think they're allowing full capacity. That was the last thing I heard, but I haven't heard any updates for a while. Of course, things are a little crazy right now with this, with the pandemic and that situation. So we'll see. We'll see if they limit it or, they let full capacity in, but they have to, we have to wear masks. We'll see. I don't know. Nothing official has been set yet for the game. Our first game is September 11th against App State, so we'll see. But anyways, guys, that wraps it up for me. I will be on next Saturday for sure. Same time, 10:30 a.m. I will be on this Wednesday, 7:30 p.m., all Eastern time. And tomorrow, We're going to have some really good guests on the Flow Show. Stay tuned for that. I know all of you guys, and then some, are always on there. I think we got to like 350 something in the chat last Sunday, which is crazy. Thank you guys for that. And yeah, so it should be a fun couple of weeks leading up to the season. So as always, it's all about the U. Go Canes. Have a good rest of your Saturday. Oh, and cheers.